have spent time to be here on a Thursday to keep learning. Round of applause to all the speakers that we've had so far, all the breakout rooms, the information has been amazing. So thank you for everyone being here. Thank you, Princess, for having me. So my topic today is from side hustle to Main Street. I wanted to start off by saying, being here I think is really cool because I've been in business for all my adult life. I actually started in entrepreneurship as a teenager. So I started my company when I was 19 years old. And I believe that one of the things that has gotten me to this point and helped me to become successful is that I find myself to be a forever student, right? So I think it's no matter how old you are, no matter what level in business that you have attained, I think always positioning in yourself to be in a place to continue to learn is what keeps you ahead of the curve, what keeps you elevating, what keeps you elevated and in the game, right? All right, so because my time is probably gonna be a little short, so we wanna keep this train moving, I have a few points that I wanted to leave with you. How many people in here would say that they have a side hustle? It's okay if you think it's a side hustle, or is this something that's your full-on job and that's what you do? Where would you raise your hand if you have a side hustle? Something that just supplements your income, but your business is not all of your income. It's okay. All right. So I think that when it comes to having a side hustle or anything business-wise that you are starting, I think that looking at like the grand scheme of things, especially now that social media has come onto the scene, sometimes things can seem very intimidating. You see this person is doing this, you can see a conference that someone's having, and sometimes you can feel a way about what you have. But I think the biggest thing is to not despise small beginnings. But in everything that you do, rejoice in the small ones that you have, rejoice in the progress that you're making, rejoice in the goals that you are achieving, and every step that you are moving forward within your company or within the side hustle that you have as it's becoming your mainstream income, right? Talk back to me. Yeah. Okay. Another point that I would like to make is in transitioning, a lot of times people focus on perfectionism. Once again, sometimes comparison can kill a business because maybe this person has this or this person has that, or you have a grand scheme of where you would like to go, but maybe your resources don't equate to what you would like it to be right now, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, one thing that you have to realize is that excellence will always trump perfectionism. And a lot of times, perfectionists never prosper because it's never good enough to just get started. Right. It's never good enough to turn the corner and write that book that's been in your spirit. It's never good enough to, because of this, or maybe I don't have that, or maybe I don't have this. When I started as a teenager, I was actually just had a baby a few months prior. I had a baby when I was 19 years old in July, and I launched my company in December, right? Because for me, I said to myself, what am I gonna do to take care of this child? And how am I gonna leave a legacy for her? And I think it really put me into overdrive. But I didn't have the finances to be a perfectionist. I had to just rely on the excellence that I wanted to put out to propel me forward instead of trying to be perfect. And I think that sometimes as Black women, we always hear how many resources we don't have, how much people are fighting against things like the Fearless Fund, how much people might not support you. But one thing that I do know is that they say that the people that you know will never support you, but I always thank God that there's more people that I don't know than people that I do know.
That's right.
So that's number one. One of the next biggest lessons that I learned was the fact that I didn't have money was actually the greatest asset that God could have ever given me in my life. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't have the finances when I was first starting out, I had to sit down with a guy that I knew, and he was coding and he would do things for my website, and I sat there next to him and I watched everything that he did. I couldn't pay him a lot of money, so I had to sit next to him, and I learned that. Then I had to become the photographer. I had to become the marketing person. I had to become an esthetician, which is what I was perfecting at that time anyway. But what it gave to me was the knowledge and the skill set when I got further on to know when I do contract somebody to do something to me, you can't take advantage of me.
Right.
Because now I know that this is just a plug-in, right? It's not a 15-hour job that costs $5,000. It's a $30 plug-in, and it's gonna take you 12 minutes. Right?
Right.
Because God made me sit there and be a student of this, and be a student of that,
Right.
be a student of this, right? So don't look at not having money as a disadvantage. It's the biggest advantage in the beginning that you can have, because it's gonna fill your toolkit with so many things that money could never pay for in the beginning, right? So you have to change your mindset and the way that you look at your situation, because I like to say when I do other business classes and stuff like that, is that we're not building a BBL business here, okay?
That's right.
It's not something that's just gonna and down here. You know, it's like we're gonna take the stairs here. And
Right.
when you take the stairs, you're gonna build the tenacity.
Right.
You're gonna build the stamina. You're gonna build the character. Your toolkit is gonna be filled with other things so that now you can pour into other people, because you have learned so much along the way. And you can attest to every single step that you've taken in your business because you've stepped that step yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Right? And so clap it up for yourselves.
Yes.
So we have to change the way that we look at where we are in life,
Right.
and just say this is a blessing. Because now when I have a situation where I had a situation where my graphic designer, love her, okay? She completely quit and became a pole dancer.
Oh.
Now, in certain industries and business, it can be very hard to find quality people that do things.
Yes.
But thank God, I already knew how to get on Canva or get on Adobe and do these different things, because I had to do it from the beginning. So I already had the skill set that now I have to just reach into my tool bag and pull this out, because we're still going to get this done.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Amen. All right. So next thing, when it comes to networking, a lot of times there's a lot of people that you're going to want to meet. There's a lot of people that you're going to want to work with, and that's amazing to have goals. You want to network with certain people, get into different, circles. Wonderful. But the best resources that you have are the people that are sitting right across from you. So there was a wise woman that once said, "Don't try to network up, network across." All right. So Lauren Morris, who's recording me with the lovely hat there, is a designer. She has a manufacturing company, okay? She's my cousin. She used to work for Princess. When she worked for Princess, she met Colby, who has Women Who Dare to Be Different, and that's how I met Colby, and that's how I ended up getting here, right? So if it wasn't for the amazing women that are standing next to me and that are sitting across from you, could be your next big break, could be your next big connection, could be your next big contract. You don't always have to think that I have to be over here, maybe I have to be with this people. Collaboration over competition has been one of the jewels that has gotten me very, very far. Very, very far. Amongst all of us, we have a lot of resources, we have a lot of skill sets, we have a lot of encouragement between us, we have a lot of connections, and at the end of the day, most of the time, all we need is each other.
Right.
That's right.
All we need is each other, right? So I meant to bring it up, but the young lady has a comedy club in Harlem, one of the only Black-owned that we should be attending, right? Maybe there's some kind of circular or something that could go around, or a digital board within the comedy club that can have our businesses rolling up or something. We can pay a little fee that'll support her, it'll support us, okay? There's another woman who has her play that's coming up that I hope we all support her, and within her playbill, maybe people can take out pages and ads. We can support her, it can support us. So there's so many things that we have amongst each other. Now I done forgot my notes. So I say all that to say, I want to just tell you a little story. Okay. So when I was younger, my dad used to always make me cut the grass. I just buried my father last week. And all the things that he taught me are all coming back, and are the most valuable things, right? But he used to make me do all of these things, change my own oil, cut the grass, and the grass is like it's a big lawn. And I was like, man, I hate doing this, you know, I'm not a boy and everything. And one time there was a little patch of grass that I let the grass grow. And it got torn. And it started to sprout seeds. And a lot of times gardening teaches me so much about business, like things start with a seed, right? Mm-hmm. When you put your seed in the ground, a lot of times people do seedlings and they put them in little cups first before they put them in the ground to protect the seed. Sometimes you have to protect the seed from birds coming to eat, right? So you have these little ideas and stuff like that. You have to protect those little ideas from things coming to just swoop them up, right? Things need water, they need sunlight. It needs to be in good soil. Do you know that thunderstorms give nitrogen to the soil to fertilize it so things can grow? So we always look at thunderstorms and things in life that come as something against us, but a lot of times there's blessings in these things, right? So this little patch of grass, it used to sprout seeds, and I'm like, wow, if you cut something down too quickly, you never give it the opportunity to sprout seeds, and then you'll just start multiplying and growing on its own. So I say all that to say a lot of people make entrepreneurship look so glamorous and like it's not hard, but it is. But I came here to tell you that tenacity and God has kept me standing here today, so don't cut your grass down too fast. Allow it to grow, allow it to sprout seeds so that your business can keep working for you. Thank you so much.